right, it's the first show of the night. Are we ready?
Yeah!
Your first performer is not your ordinary miracle worker. He's a sought-after speaker and facilitator who uses magic to help teens get unstuck and see new possibilities. Tonight, he's here to challenge your assumptions and open your minds to wonder. Please help me welcome to the stage, Dan Trommater.
Isn't this exciting?
Yes.
Right, all dressed up here at the Magic Castle. How many people here for the first time? Any idea what to expect?
Magic.
Magic? A safe assumption. I think we all have different expectations about what this experience will be. Some of you are expecting deceit and trickery. Others are expecting an exploration of the dark arts. And some of you, three of you, are expecting to have your minds read. And some of you are even expecting magic. And for you, we start with a modern classic of magic performed with 3 American silver dollars. Take a look. One for you, one for you, one for you. Check these out. These are solid discs of silver Henry Morgan silver dollars minted in the late 1800s. My wife gave me those about 20 years ago. Aren't they lovely? 1, 2, and I will endeavor to be as fair about this as I can be. I'll hold the coins right here at the tips of my fingers. And in fact, I'll push my sleeves back because I don't want you to think I'm cheating. One at a time. All 3 coins will travel. They will travel from the tips of these fingers to the tips of these fingers. It happens with just a little wave. Wasn't fair, right? You didn't know what to expect. Now you know what to expect. 2 and 2. Again, just a little wave. Three coins, 2 have traveled, 1 remains. I feel like if this was to go now, the whole thing would be over too quickly. So I'll put 1 back, and we'll do it again. I'm so glad you noticed. I know why this is hard to follow. It's hard to follow because there are 3 coins, and each of you only have 2 eyeballs. It's just too complicated. So I'll simplify it. Just focus on this top coin. In fact, I'll hide the bottom coin in my hand. That way you can really focus on this one. And now you know what to expect. You might actually see it go. Lame. I think it's better when they go invisibly with a little wave. And that's 1, 2. Isn't that cool? Doesn't that look like magic? Yeah. Oh, I love magic. I love magic because it awakens that inner child in us. And it also forces us to challenge our assumptions. And that's what all of my work is about. My wife tells me that I make too many assumptions. I mean, she doesn't say it out loud. I assume she thinks it. So I want to show you something that you not only assume is impossible, you know that it's impossible. It involves this little wooden box and a $100 bill. I brought the box. Who's got a bill I can borrow? 5, 10, 20, 50. It's hilarious with 100. You got something? Ooh, fantastic. Right in the front. Ooh, it's a race on. It's a race. It's a race. What you got? 5, 20. 4 times as funny. I'm Dan. You are? Cindy. I'll hand you this. Ask you to turn it over and right across the face, sign your name nice and large. Wow, no hesitation whatsoever. Thank you. A lot of people hesitate because of the felony thing. It's just a minor felony. Minor felonies are like being kind of pregnant. Cindy's name on this $20 bill identifies it, so we know it is indeed hers. A lot of times you go see a magician, they don't tell you what to expect. I'm going to tell you exactly what to expect. I'll fold Cindy's $20 bill that she signed into a nice, neat little bundle. I'll put it inside of my empty left hand. I'll wave my empty right hand over top. It will disappear. It will fly invisibly through space, and it will land in the little wooden box. You know that's impossible. The bill. The wave. The disappearance. The complete lack of reaction. It's because you know there's more. Cindy, work your way on up here. Everybody gives her a big round of applause. Thank you. Cindy, please open the box. Remove what you find inside. It's a bag. Open the bag and remove what you find therein. Yeah, you know what that is?
A lime.
A lime. It is a lime. More specifically, that is a $100, no, it's a $20 lime. See how it would have been funnier with 100. This is important, Cindy. Inspect that lime. Make sure there are no holes, no cuts, no slits, no errors. There's no secret points of entry. It is indeed an unadulterated piece of citrus, yes?
Yes.
Let's cut that baby open. Do you have a knife on your person? You do not. I do. I got a knife 3 years ago after a failed mugging attempt. Now that I have the knife, the attempts are far more fruitful. Cindy, there's not a $20 bill stuck to this knife, is there? I'm going to use it to cut the lime in half. Well, not straight in half. I'm going to circumnavigate the equator of this little citrus planet. Grab the top, twist, and lift. What? There's something in there. Grab it. It's green. It's a 20, but it can't be the same 20, right? Because that's not possible. And yet she opens it up and shows everybody her signature. That's possible. It is crazy, isn't it? Thanks. What you have just seen is impossible. Can't be done. And it happened 4 feet away from you. I think that's special. I think it's a lovely reminder that possibility is a question of belief. If you believe that something is impossible, it's impossible. Because if you don't believe that it can be done, you won't try. And if you don't try, well. But if you believe something is possible, even just a glimmer of a sliver of a possibility of being possible, then you'll put in the work. You'll try and fail and try again until eventually that thing everybody thought was impossible becomes possibility. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I did this piece of magic about 10 years ago at an executive leadership retreat that I was presenting at. I opened the morning with this piece of magic just to make the point about possibility being a question of attitude. And then I moved on through the rest of the content of the workshop. At lunch, it became clear that I was the only one who had moved on. Because the CEO came up to me and he said, "Dan, that lime trick is tremendous. I know how you did it." Really? Yeah. How'd I do it? Oh, it was obvious. You. And then he told me his theory. Good theory, plausible. I said, "Are you sure?" "Well, of course I'm sure. It's the only physical explanation for how you could have done that." So what I told him and what I want to share with all of you is that in the last 20 years of doing this piece of magic, I've used at least a dozen different methods. At least 12 completely different physical techniques to achieve the exact same end result. When I told him that, well, you could just see the gears turning and his brain kind of breaking. And he said, "All right, if that's true, that you've got 12 different ways that you could have done it, and I was convinced that I had the only right answer, well, then I need to go back to the office. I need to look at all the things that my organization believes that we have the only right answer for. We need to question that." I know, it's beautiful, right? Because he was embracing the fact that by blindly following yesterday's right answers for today's problems, or worse yet, projecting them out to some unknown future, he was opening up himself and his organization to a lot of risk. In that moment, he was starting to challenge his assumptions. That is a long way for me to go to tell you that I'm not telling. But that's a good thing, right? Because think about it. And Cindy took the top off of that lime, and there was that $20 bill. You could feel the wonder in this room. So if I was to tell you how I did it, you'd have a piece of knowledge, but you'd be deprived of that wonder. And so as you spend your night here at the Magic Castle, I really invite you to be open to wonder and to see it as the rare and precious gift that it really is, and savor it. All of that said, we are all intelligent adults here. We know that I'm not a wizard, right? I'm not doing magic, I'm doing illusions. But even knowing that fact, that doesn't diminish the sense of wonder of it all. And so I want to share with you now a piece of magic that it's an illusion that has given me no end of wonder. It was taught to me by my friend and mentor, the late Dean Dill. Hi, we've met. I can't remember your name. Mary, hi Mary. You're not a magician, are you? We didn't get into cahoots or anything. All right. Everybody, it's Mary. Come on up, Mary. Little spot for you right there. I'll get this out of your way. Lovely. Good. Mary, I asked you up to be the eyes and ears of the gang and to also inspect these. These are Canadian silver dollars. I grew up in Michigan, but I live in Toronto now. And when I became a Canadian, my friend Mark gave me these coins as a little welcome gift. Aren't they lovely? They are. They're a little bit smaller than those 3 American silver dollars, but they are beautiful nonetheless. Yes? Fantastic. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I lay them all out on the table, you can see them all pretty clearly, yes? Yes. Even if I cover them up with a little glass, they're a little bit obscured, but you can still see all 4, yes? Yes, good. No illusions thus far. However, if I cover the whole thing up with a little scarf, now you have to start making assumptions. Now you have to assume that the glass is still under the scarf and that the coins are still under the glass. Reasonable assumption, especially since we can still hear them. I got one. Just one. It's right there. When I squeeze it, the illusion takes shape. But then another assumption bubbles up. You assume that there's no way it could be one of those 4, right? That's not possible. So that's the first one to go. One of those 3 is next. You can see them. You can hear them. I got another one. Just one. It's right there. On 3. 1, 2. So those are the first 2 to go. One of those 2 are next. 2 and 2. Two and 2. It's crazy, right? Very big finale for this one. Right hand palm up if you'd be so kind. Perfect. I'll give you all 4 coins, just like so. I have nothing. With your other hand, make a nice, neat little stack out of all those coins. Lovely. And then take the top coin off, put it in my hand, close your hand tightly on the bottom 3. Turn your hand palm down. 1 and 3. The last one goes on the table. Under the glass. And under the scarf. Mary, do you believe it's possible for me to get that last coin out from under the glass, under the handkerchief, and in with those 3? Yes? I like your attitude. Me too. Isn't it crazy that nothing I'm doing is real? It's all just an illusion. I mean, think about it. You just watched 2 silver dollars melt into 1. That's powerful illusion, right? When we see powerful illusions, they feel real. That's how it is when we make assumptions. We make an assumption, it doesn't feel like an assumption, it feels like a fact. That's why it's important to challenge our assumptions. So let's double check. Coin still there? Yeah. Yes, in fact, still here. Everybody, it's Mary. Thank you. And to close, I have a challenge and an invitation presented with white cotton thread. We each have our own unique perspective on the world. Our filters, our experiences, they all come into play to create something unique to us, our worldview. I believe our worldview is our single greatest factor for our success, for our happiness, for our well-being. So here's the challenge. Deconstruct your worldview. Challenge your assumptions. Reevaluate your expectations. Decide which of those expectations and assumptions are working for you, and which ones are holding you back. I think you'll find that when you do that, you start to take less for granted. You start to notice things that other people miss. The little bits of wonder that are all around us, if we just take the time to notice. So that is the challenge. Now, the invitation. As you explore the Magic Castle tonight, I invite you to be open to wonder, to plant your feet firmly in midair, and embrace all of the wonder and the possibility in the impossible. And then, take that open mind with you back into your lives to see and experience the wonder that is all around us. I am Dan Trommater. Have a lovely night here at the Magic Castle.